Welcome, folks. Thanks for joining us this evening on EVLTV for coverage of UGC Platinum between, what do we have here? Ginyu Hoops and Silver Savages on Badwater Pro 7. And I'm Gecks. Alongside me, I have Sigafoo as my co-caster, and, of course, the mighty Dashner on production this evening. And, Sigafoo, I believe this is our first time casting together, and how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to, popping that cherry. I don't know, can you say the podcast? Something like that. But I'm excited, too, because this is also the very first time that Badwater Pro 7 is being played in UGC. So I'm kind of excited to see how these changes are going to mix up the map. How are you doing tonight, Gecks?
Oh, doing great, man. Doing great. I believe this is my first Highlander cast of the season. I'm normally a sixes guy, but I came in tonight. Always love me a little bit of a good Highlander action, you know. No problem with that. So I'm pumped for this one, man. It looks like these guys are just about to actually get started here. And before we really get going here, Sigafoo, what are you thinking for predictions tonight between these guys?
I think Ginyu's going to pull it together. I think bringing in Dewatna on Demo Man is definitely going to help them out. It'll be curious to see how this map goes, but I definitely think Ginyu Hoops is going to take a 2-0 unless Silver has something special up their sleeves, as we see Paragon taken down for after with that initial snipe.
Oh god, big bomb from the Demo Man as well. This Toxic Welder Invader. These guys are aliasing, so bear with me here, but he went for a big bomb, did not get too much off of that, but already that's 3 down for excuse me, Silver Savages here. So we'll see where they go with this one, but for right now we're still chilling. Both teams got their Ubers here, and looks like Silver Savages finally starting to work their way over to this cliffside now.
Yeah, Silver Savages just kind of came in with their bomb, trying to get a force onto the medic. Wasn't able to secure that. 4-4 still holding on to that 100%, so we should probably just see a straight-up push here. Looks like they're getting ready to go up this cliffside.
Now they're getting there. They're just waiting around the corner here. Looks like Demo Man's going to take this one in, try and grab this sentry maybe, but both teams exchange the Ubers up here on this cliff. Not too many frags going out necessarily. A couple came down on the Silver Savages, but most of the combos seem to manage to get themselves out. Big bomb across though onto skis from the soldier there. I believe that's Ninja Nick who's on soldier for Ginyu Hoops, but wasn't able to find the medic there. So for right now we're just kind of resetting.
Yeah, and a lot of aggression out of Ginyu Hoops here, as they actually are holding on to the cliff, not even just holding on to it, but pushing out there. As it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to hold on. 404 in the heavy looked like they were going to hold on. I don't know if they are. The heavy is staying forward, but now 404 is dropping back to his passive position. It's kind of curious, but 404 does have a little bit of an Uber advantage here, as they are holding on.
Yeah, they do have that ad, as you said, so we'll see what they do with it. Max goes down over there on the cliff. Lazy was able to take care of that. It looks like a lot of Silver Savages working their way on this cliffside right now, but they have 3 players down, and Ginyu only has just Paragon down over there on Sniper, so we'll see how Silver Savages wants to play this, but more frags are just raining through here. 404 has his Uber up now and ready to go with it. Meanwhile, Skis is still waiting on that one, just sitting back and spawn building it up, but we should be seeing some sort of a push here soon from Silver Savages.
Yeah, I think this aggression out of Ginyu really kind of forced Silver back, and I mean, kind of surprised them. They were definitely kind of got cut off one by one here, as we do have that Uber coming up the hillside, so we should see a pop, or at least an exchange here. Actually, though, Invader went down pretty early before the pop even came off.
Yeah, which is going to hurt their push here, and they're forced to use it regardless over here on this cliffside. Both teams are popping it off, but 404 is getting blasted back by Lazy here with that, but Paragon was able to take care of that one. Paragon getting skis yet, as he's just wreaking havoc through Silver Savages right now, but they've managed to finally get control of this cliffside here, and they should be able to move this card up to finally cap this first point here.
Yeah, I mean, but only a minute 30 left on the clock. I'm going to be curious to see what this time is. Stabby's actually make a jump onto the car, hits the heavy, and the scout as a demo finally does see him. Takes him down. Nice little play by Stabby, who even gets away with that dead ringer. And I can't see the time on my clock here, but man, that 3 minutes for the first point, that is not good. Yeah,
they only have 5 minutes to work right now. They're gonna have to go hard here on this next one. Make sure they secure this in time. But man, it looks like Ginyu's got some nice control of this roof area right now, and they're gonna make it tough for Silver Savages to get up here. But they're gonna have to pull something off gonna have to pull some magic to get up here.
Yeah, and interesting is that the Engineer is actually playing really far back on this second point, way down the pathway, not holding on the roof with this team, which is kind of traditional. You don't usually see the Engineer commit as much as actually Demo Man bombing in over the top, trying to find something, maybe trying to find the medic, but is not there. It's 404. He's not on the roof, but the combo is, oh, there he is, 404, and they are able to hold on to this roof right now, as 404 just gets 100% now.
Now they're up on it. Both teams have that Uber. It looks like Skis is bringing up Lazy on top of the roof here. Pops it on him, trying to maybe blast the combo off, but not really seeming to find much of anything with it. They've dropped down to the cart, and they're just about capped on this second point here, but Max is on the backside here, just destroying the players all over the cart here. He's finally going to go down as Erie dropped down to take care of him. So they grab this second point here, and both medics survive, so we're going to see even Ubers.
That was actually really weird out of 404. You know, we had Dewatna drop down. Oh, nice shot by Paragon onto Skis there, so that's going to give the advantage back to 404. I'll be curious to see if Ginyu actually pushes out with this. Pretty unusual for a defense to do that, but still, 404 actually was down to 4 HP on the retreat, on the roof to third point here, so pretty lucky for him to walk away with his life here, as the cart is getting pushed up pretty aggressively.
Indeed it is. They're keeping it moving. Didn't have the best of starts, Silver Savages, but they're starting to make up a little bit of ground maybe, so we'll see. They're all grouped up just by the house right here, but both teams, they have their full squads out there, and they're going to get ready to go. 404 is going to be up on that Uber shortly, but Skis is still lagging behind here, just 35%.
Yeah, right now you're just kind of wanting to poke and prod, not take too many deaths. We do have the forward spawns up here, but actually the Uber gets popped off of 404 onto Max, who's trying to chase down and find something, but the combo, pretty much everybody on the offense here is so far out that he's not going to be able to find any with it, and I don't know why 404 popped it there, but it's not looking good for them, as Skis is going to be at 70% here, ready to push back in.
Oh, and they just lost Max too. They're going to get control of this maybe without even having to use an Uber. I mean, Skag has his sentry up on top of the roof there. You know, he's wrangling it, but still, it's going to be tough for him here. Skis is just about up on this Uber. They're going to grab this third point, and they should be able to make a good run here, maybe in towards last. They have some ad. They're up on that Uber right now. Let's see how quickly they decide to move with it. They're still hanging back here, but they're trying to get Invader forward here, and they are going to pop this one off and just send it straight on in here, see if he can grab anybody else, but so far hasn't really seemed to been able to do too much with it, and Skis has got to be careful here. He may possibly get caught out. Surf is sticky around. So hurt right now, Skis is, but got himself out of that one alive, just barely.
They're going to need to get the team restocked here with their health, as they were all so low, so many below that 50% line here. As they're just getting healed up, 9 up, Stevie gets found out there, but he's going to be dead ringing behind the lines, getting ready to make a play here. As 4-4 is sitting with that 100%, and it looks like they want to get aggressive with this. They're holding up very closely here. If they see the opportunity, might go for it, as Ginyu Hoops has kind of shown themselves to be aggressive this map, as we have the level 2 sentry gun down below there. And it's kind of now to that fourth point hold, you know, that stalemate that happens here, where it's just kind of who can get that right intro pick to get in.
We'll see who can grab it here. There's a couple players down over on Ginyu Hoops. Max just got his respawn, but both teams have the Uber now. Finally, it looks like Skis wants to take this one in right away. They're standing on top of the hill here, slowly working their way down, but neither team has popped it off yet. So Dewatna and 404 standing right around the corner. Both teams pop their Ubers off, and a few down from each team as well, but the respawns are starting to come through from Silver Savages, as well as Ginyu Hoops here. So we'll see what happens. I believe that was Skis that went down, though. Dewatna managed to find that stick on him, so that may hurt them trying to push forward. It looks like they're just getting destroyed here on this last point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as Skis went down, they just did not have the heals to sustain that forward hold, and then not taking down the level 3 sentry gun at all. I mean, this Uber was popped, and it was kind of like, instead of getting forward, instead of doing something, it was like they were just like, hey, let's dance around the cart. And nothing was really accomplished with it, as they lose their Demo Man again, as this aggression out of Ginyu Hoops is coming around the corner. Max is starting to get there, trying to get down the heavy here, as, I'm sorry, the soldier, as he's holding pretty far back, and finally Silver Savages is trying to regain just normal control of the map, like how far Ginyu Hoops is pushed up here, and they're at 90%.
Yeah, lots of aggression out of Ginyu Hoops here, and they look like they want to, I don't know, I mean, you see Dewatna poking around up top there. It looks like he's kind of backed off.
Stabby took down Skis, so down, no medic for Silver here, so I don't think we're going to see, they might see a pop out of Ginyu, but that'd be a little bit odd, as Dewatna does go down for Ginyu, but he should be back up in time before Skis even has a chance to do anything too funny.
It looks like a good many guys down right now. There's 4 down for Ginyu Hoops right now. So we're seeing a little bit of aggression out of Silver Savages here. That Uber's forced out of out of 404 there, but he's running around and may possibly get caught out. No, he is going to manage to squeak away, but Ginyu Hoop's getting rocked right here on this last point. They only had 3 players up. They're finally getting their respawns, but Silver Savages has some pretty good control of their spawn areas here, so it's going to make it tough for him to get out. They're just moving that card along. Should see maybe a cap here in just a second. There it is. They finish it off. And that's going to be 9 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a slow time here on Badwater, 9 minutes and 4 seconds. You know, I think definitely if you kind of take out that first point, make it closer to an average, maybe like a minute or 2 rather than 3 minutes, that'd take it to about a 7-minute time, which would be pretty respectable. I think pretty much after the first point, they were able to kind of get through the map at a reasonable time, but 9 minutes and 4 seconds is, you know, it's definitely holdable, but, I mean, they're going to need something good, especially with how Ginyu's playing today.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect to see Ginyu to be just as aggressive off of this offensive side as they were on the defense. I mean, they were just they really dominated this first point when they were on the defense. Let's see how well they can do it on the offense here. What do you think's the key to a real good hold right now for Silver Savages, because they're gonna need one?
Yeah, the big thing is they kept losing skis at inopportune times on offense, which, you know, kind of can happen because you're trying to get aggressive here. But, you know, like right out here initially, it's making sure that you keep your medic alive. And then from every point after, when it comes to Highlander, the big thing is transitions on payload maps. So making sure that you don't lose too many people. If you commit too many people on that first point and you go to the second point with only 2 people, you're not going to hold it. And you're going to basically give up 2 points for free. So make sure you go from each point, you transition from it really effectively here as we got the gates opened up. The card is moving, and we probably should see a suicide wave as the Dome Man jumping over the top and Max is getting in kind of this maze area underneath, which is kind of this new meta of heavies.
Oh, Maze tried to move forward a little bit, ran into the meat grinder there over on top of the cliff. So so far don't see, actually we see Ninja Neki came over for one. Dwat is going to go down, and Lex falls as well here, so just a couple down on each side, but they're just keeping 404 back right now for the time being. No need for him to come out. Actually, now just as I say that, he's moving himself over to this cliffside, so should be seeing the push here from Ginyu in a second.
There's a trap on the wall. Oh, just barely doesn't get up.
Very, very tight, and it looks like this is going to come around the corner here in a second. They're trying to get Max healed up. He eats a sandwich, but they pop that Uber off, and Lazy doing a good job of denying most of it, but he's eventually going to get taken out here, so both Ubers fade off here. And Silver Savages had just a little bit better of one, had a little bit more time with that Uber. Sentry's taking quite a bit of damage as well. He is managing to keep it up for right now, but Silver Savage is still pretty strong here over on this cliffside, but the health maybe not too great right now, but Skis is working on it.
Yeah, Engineer did a really good job to keep up his gun for an incredibly large amount of time, given how much spam was coming at it. Really nice job about him wrangling that and kind of combining that with 404 is trying to get aggressive here with Dewatna, kind of up on the valley side, trying to do something to poke through, but we already got a level 2 gun back up here as both medics are sitting at 70%, so despite that Uber push in, I mean, he did drop the Pyro, but the Pyro was enough to push away that damage that Dewatna would have done during that Uber charge here. And now you see Silver Savages holding on pretty well, and this is a pretty good first hold, as they just lost their heavy and soldier and demo as well here, pushing up the cliff, and that's going to slow down their push up here as they're going to have to wait for those respawns.
Wow, Silver Savages is really bringing a strong defense, man. I mean, we thought there was definitely going to be a bit of trouble ahead of them, as you know, Ginyu had such a good hold as well when they were on defense, but Silver Savages is just putting it right back onto them here. So we'll see if maybe on this push they can get something going, and it's already 3 players down for Ginyu right now. Max is going to go down as well. Pharaoh after is on a 5-kill streak, just raining down the shots onto the heads of the Ginyu players right now, but they're getting their respawns. They have the Uber up here, and they're going to start moving up straight up the main here instead of over on that cliffside. It looks like they're bringing Dewatna in. We should see this Uber get popped off here just a second. He is going to pop it. Counter pop comes in from Silver Savages as well, but they're doing a pretty solid job of denying it. But now they're going to go ahead back off that, that cliffside.
Yeah, really nice job in coordination with your spy there. I mean, that's what's really important when you're pushing in on, especially in Highlander, is you need to coordinate with your spy and your pushes. Spy came in, stabbed the engineer, took down the gun, helped take that out, and that let that push happen right there. So even though the exchange was not going too much in the favor of Ginyu Hoops right there, the spy helped change that play.
He certainly did. Got that sentry down, and now they're cruising right along here. Ginyu is, and Silver Savage is right around this barrier on the other side, and it's just a spam fest all the way around. around this barrier here, but they're going to grab that second point right away. Silver Savages didn't really have any time to put up much of a defense on that roof after they lost the first point. Now they're just going to back up and get ready for their third point defense here.
Yeah, with the addition of the new wall on second, it kind of makes it hard to spam around the corner with that. But we do have Skis at 100% here, and actually 404 is getting a little bit close, obviously at 80%, so he's going to have it just in a few seconds here as the Demo Man and Heavy trying to peek around this new addition on the third point here as a Scout and Pyro getting aggressive underneath. So we'll see this Uber Exchange probably come out pretty shortly, but a lot of players actually getting pretty low here on the blue side on offense with Ginyu.
Yeah, they do have a lot of guys hurt right now, as well as 2 players down, so we'll see Stabby's lurking in behind here. We'll have to keep an eye on him as well, but both teams have that full Uber up. They're ready to go with it. They're just kind of waiting. Now, actually, Ginyu's going to go ahead and pop it in through that house side, but they just got stuffed right back in there, so almost back to square one for them right now, but both medics did survive. They're trying to move maybe around towards this left side. Duatna gets rocked, though, by Pharaoh Affer, and he's been doing great on this defense for Silver Savages.
Yeah, Sentry Gun's a little bit passive, so that's going to allow, even after that Uber Exchange, they're just re-pushing in with pure bodies. Look at how much damage is on the card. They even lost the Watna early in this push, but that doesn't matter as Max is getting so aggressive up here, and they actually sneak the card in with just the Scout. What a play by Ginyu Hoops. Their health is so low, but they're still able to capture that point. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock.
Well, they certainly can do it here. They're going to have to keep it moving, though. We'll see. Lyrical's trying to get a Sentry Gun up here. Max is going to get rocked by Pharaoh after as he was trying to come around that corner, but both teams have that full Uber now. We should be seeing a push out of Ginyu here in just a second. They're going to lead Duatna in, but getting denied, I think, by the Pyro there. Lazy right around the corners, just stuffing them back towards that cart. And not really too many frags coming down. Both teams have their full rosters up and alive here, but as Silver Savage is taking damage, they're going to have to back off.
Yeah, really nice job by Silver Savages, keeping Lazy in particular forward, keeping them buff, so when those Ubers do come in, you put it on your Pyro to kind of blast it back to basically neutralize it, but oh, they're losing so many players right now, only 4 alive for this defense, and it's not looking good.
Oh, no, it is not, and they still have 3 minutes to move this one. Ginyu does. Skis is going to go down in just a second here. Skag got blasted towards him. It's just Lyrical trying to do something. The poor Texas man back here is getting surrounded by players, but this is surely a cap here for Ginyu.
Might speak a little bit too soon. Actually, it's 4-4 went down there. All the spawns coming back in. 3 alive, 3 more coming up. The Soldier in over the top, Spy and Scout in on the cart. Sniper above it, but this is going to be enough to walk it in. Yes, it is. Ginyu Hoops takes the first round.
Whew, it was tight there at the end, but they did manage to squeeze that round out there. So you know, it's still pretty tight game overall, I would say. I mean, only off by a couple of minutes here, but what do you tell Silver Savages to do differently on this second half? What's their main problem here so far?
I think the biggest problem really was, I mean, like, I didn't really see anything terribly wrong with their second push, their third push. The fourth push got a little bit stagnated, and I think the biggest thing that they could change up here is basically making sure that if you have a failed push, that you still come back together and you push together. Because what happened on that first point, they had this Uber push, and then it kind of failed, and then they just started dying one by one. And I think they were taken off. I mean, this has certainly happened to me playing Highlander, is that you get forward, and then another team just gets super aggressive at a time when you're not quite expecting it, and then all of a sudden you just kind of lose players one by one around. And I think the big thing with them on offense, at least, is making sure that when you do have that failed Uber push, you still push together back as a team. You know, you look at Ginyu Hoops on that third point, right? They popped Uber through that shack. They got completely denied by the Pyro, and then they just re-pushed as a team, even after losing to Watna, and they basically took the point for free. You know, that's a point where Silver, I don't know, like, why their engineers building passively. I mean, Skeg did the same thing, so maybe it's kind of in the meta. I'm not too familiar with engineers building on the third point this time, but it just, like, I don't know, I felt like they kind of gave up that point for free. So it's just making sure that, like, on offense, on those counter exchanges, like, they're not dying one by one, and then on defense, they're not giving up free ground for free. You know, I felt like they're just not quite aggressive enough on that.
We'll see if they can maybe make a few changes and get themselves back into this one. They can certainly do it, but you know, we'll have to see how the second half pans out. Quickly, just a little bit of the stats from that last one here. You see Duatna putting out a big 564 DPM on that game there. He was certainly doing some work for Ginyu there, and taking a look at a few others here. Trying to just comb through these stats right now. I mean, that's one of the bigger ones there, where Invader also got 412. You can see Dwatna putting out, certainly, though, a good bit more damage than he was.
Yeah, and actually, the thing that kind of surprised me, I mean, I'm not too familiar with the name, but 4After, actually, with 26 frags, over 17 from Paragon, so definitely holding his own here on the sniper duel. That's, you know, Paragon, I mean, definitely, I don't, you know, kind of, he came in as a scout this season, switched over to the sniper, and I mean, maybe he's just kind of not back as his old form, as he is an invite scout. He definitely has that skill there, but 4After is definitely looking good today as well.
Yeah, Pharaoh After was, I mean, it seemed like every time I looked up at the kill feed during that last game, he was getting some pretty big, crucial picks for Silver Savages. Granted, they still ended up losing the round, but I mean, he was definitely doing some work there. He was taking it to that invite scout. Paragon's a guy you see in sixes too. He likes breaking out that sniper a good bit as well. Not as much in recent seasons, but he's certainly a beast with it. But he was put to the test here so far. So we'll see if Pharaoh After and as well as Silver Savages can work themselves back into this one. But hopefully we'll get started here soon, guys. Looks like everybody's just kind of taking a break here for the time being, and we should get going. Actually, my STV froze. I don't know if you're getting that same thing, or... Yeah,
I'm getting a connection problem here. They're kind of talking about some... Looks like they might be switching servers. Because they were saying in chat that they need a new server. So it looks like they're switching up servers here. I'll see if I can harass some people to see what's up.
Alright, well, we got Sigafoo finding out the scoop for you guys. That'll leave us to go ahead and take a real quick break here so we can get everything figured out, and we'll go ahead and bring this one to you guys here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys then. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. We are just about to get into our second half here. We just had to do a quick restart of the server and everything, but we're back into it, so still hanging in there, Sigafoo?
Absolutely. Excited to see how this second half comes down. Silver Savages will be able to redeem themselves, meet the Saloon.tf odds, which I thought was kind of interesting, actually. So basically, all they need to do to meet the bet is win one round, and they're actually at 54%, so the community is on their side to at least get one round off of Ginyu this week.
Just one round, is that right? Well, it's still pretty tight odds, We'll see if they can do it here. It's going to be Silver Savages on defense now to kick this off, and Ginyu Hoops will be over on the offensive side. So we'll see. Both teams have had pretty solid holds on these first points here to get things kicked off. We'll see if that trend continues as we start this one off here.
Yeah, Ginyu Hoops put about 6-minute time, or probably about 7-minute time last round, so... Yeah, we'll see here as we'll probably get the traditional as kind of suicides coming out here as Max is getting ready, and the Soldier and Demoman probably as I don't know. Max is trying to get the hill. Here comes the Soldier over the top, kind of taking a bad angle at that, and just kind of dies right away.
Yeah, he gave him just like a direct line straight at them there. Didn't turn out too good for him, but so far we're seeing typical first round stuff here. 404s working out just a little bit here to get those heals out, but they're getting that card on through. And so far, haven't seen a huge string of suicides yet up the hill. So Max is going to go down, though, for Ginyu Hoops there. So far, 404 is still hanging out in spawn, so maybe we're not going to see a push quite yet.
Yeah, they haven't really given a proper suicide wave yet. They had the Soldier who kind of half-heartedly, you know, like a bad birthday present, like, oh, I'll try to go for the medic, and just completely died here. I'm kind of surprised about how long. I mean, they've taken a decent amount of time. It's like at least 30, 60 seconds off the clock, as now it looks like 404 is deciding to push up this valley side.
Yeah, this is what... this was the effective push for the... Oh, yeah, NG dead. Lyrical goes down. Paragon was able to find that. They got the sentry gun, so now that may give them a little bit of room. It looks like Silver Savages are already... A few of them are starting to back off, and we haven't seen an Uber exchange yet here. Fada got in for a bomb and was able to take, or at least get the force on the skis here, and 404 is still hanging on to his Uber, so this may be a solid opportunity for Ginyu to get forward here.
That was an incredibly beautiful series of plays right there. So the Soldier jumped behind enemy line, so he went all the way to second, waited there, and then bombed from second back to first. Kind of took them by surprise, got the force off, and now Skis is sitting at 40% here at a decent Uber disadvantage here, and he's got to be careful here as Ginyu Hoops is starting to wrap them.
Oh, they are indeed wrapping him. Are they aware of it yet? I think Lazy may have a clue of it. They're going to pop that Uber off, but Lazy's just blasted him right back off of the roof, and they're trying to send Max up there. to salvage that one a little bit, but regardless, they got Silver Savages killed a lot of guys there. They only have 3 up right now, so they're staying steady on this cart, and they're going to grab this second point now.
What just happened? I mean, that was just a slaughtering of people right there. They lost 7 people in about like 10 seconds just because of like being mispositioned. If you do not have an Uber advantage, you should not hold roof. Like, that is a basic kind of rule of thumb that you should follow, and that's the exact reason right there. They got pushed on, and then they kind of tried to fight an Uber without having an Uber. Like, obviously, you're going to have a bad time there. Ski's now sitting at 25%, only at a slight disadvantage. We're getting some aggression pretty early out of Deadbolt here. He's getting out some nice damage and might take this 3rd point for free as well.
And he's launching some pipes and stuff up there. Lazy's going to get caught out. They are staying steady on this. Nobody on the cart as of right now, but they're going to go ahead back and take care of that one. But that's 4 players down for Silver Savages right now. They have a level 3 up around this corner, but that should be easy pickings for Duatna here to be able to take that down. I mean, well, Lyrical's, he's wrangling it. He's keeping it alive, and Fairlapper's actually going to take care of Duatna, stop that spam from coming through. But they get the 3rd point cap regardless here, so they're both having these battles around the corner, but Max is taking damage. He's going to have to back off.
Yeah, that's enough. That's all you need. You know, getting that 3rd capture point gets you that forward spawn. They were at least able to get that level 3 gun out, so it's going to save them here. Coming down to this final point as the Uber is going to get popped off onto 404, onto Max actually as he drops down here with Lazy trying to push him back, kind of flashing back and forth. Max actually gets caught out alone by the sentry gun as well with the help of the soldier who comes over the top trying to focus down Duatna, and he gets pushed back, but Duatna's going to stay alive with 80 HP here, but it's not looking too good for Ginyu Hoops on this push. And 404 went down to a backstab as well by Rolls Royce.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. I mean, Skis is gonna have some ad here. Will they push out with it? I mean, generally you don't see that, but is it ever a good idea to play offensively when you're on the defense with an Uber?
I mean, it definitely can be. It depends on, basically, if you can guarantee a medic pick, then absolutely, it is not a bad idea to do it. You want to bring in, like, your scout, bring in some fast classes, but it's almost so hard to guarantee that pick that it's like, why not just wait for that exchange? Because an exchange will go in your favor if you play it correctly because you have that level 3 gun to balance it out. But just as I say that, Stabby comes in and takes down Steve right in front of the level 3 sentry gun, giving that nice, huge Uber advantage back to 404.
Oh, this should be a textbook here from Ginyu Hoops. They're getting ready. 404's at 80%, and already 4 players have gone down from Silver Savages. They are staying so strong on that cart right now. They have a mountain of guys. They're only 3 players up from Silver Savages. It's just Erie and ODB up top there. The Uber is going to get forced down here, but still just so many players down from Silver Savage is going to make things very difficult. And Skis is even up in map room by himself up there just launching arrows. I think he knows it's just about over. He drops down, tried maybe get some Uber saws off, but he's going to go down. That's a wipe. Silver Savage is demolished on that last point there, and Ginyu is going to cap it off.
Wow, that was a really nice place. Not only did Stabby get the stab on the medic to kind of initiate that push, but then he went back up, ran back up the ramp, and then dropped down again, got the sap onto the level 3 sentry gun, which, if there was any hope for a hold there, it had to revolve around the level 3 sentry gun. It got sapped, went down, initiated the push, and kind of started all of that off. So definitely Stabby getting that final push, helping that, but Silver Savage is not able to find any ground to hold there. It's 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and they're going to need a miracle after that first round. Like, they looked okay, but they did not look 5 minutes and 20 minutes, like, or 5 minutes and 20 seconds good. Like, they're going to need a miracle here to be able to win this round.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's a solid time coming out from Ginyu Hoops there. I think this one may be about all she wrote, but who knows? Silver Savages, they could certainly do it, but like you said, it's going to take just along the lines of a miracle for them to be able to pull this one off. So we'll see what they throw at them here. First point was the main trouble for them on the first half, so we'll see if maybe they can do just a little bit better, but gates are just about to open up here.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be pretty much, you need to get ×3 onto the cart. You're going to need to get that suicide wave out early here, as we got the soldier actually on Ginyu trying to get forward, get some damage off here. But the cart's going to move up, and they'll be seeing this. I mean, the first, like, 60 seconds is really going to say a lot here, but they do lose their sniper pretty early, Silver Savages.
You know, they're not going to have him at least for a few seconds yet to try and maybe work some picks, but Silver Savages know they're at a big time disadvantage here. They already have their team lined up over on this cliffside. They're getting ready to go. They have to be fast with this one, or they're not going to be able to get this one in time, but they're already starting to move forward now. Skis is going to pop it off onto the demo man here as the Ubers are exchanged up top, but he should be going down here in just a second. A couple players down on each side, but for the time being, medics stay alive. Bulldog Bill, as his name is at least in game right now. He goes down. Oh, Skis is going to get caught out as well, though. That hurts them. 404 managed to stay alive nonetheless, and Ginyu's already looking pretty solid here, though. They have the scouts still pushing that cart. Ninjanik takes care of him, so Silver Savage is in a bit of a rough spot right now.
Yeah, definitely. Even this aggression on the Ginyu hoops right now, is they're still holding on this hillside with just like a few players. The respawns are going to come up much better here for Silver Savages, and I mean, this might be the play they need, because they need to push out. They need to pick 404 here right now. This is what you need to do. They did get Max down, so no heavy here as they're pushing around the corner. But you need to get 404. Deadbolt does go down, so no scout as well. Just a few alive here holding forward. Are they going to be able to get out alive? Yes, 404 is holding still a little bit aggressively, but he should be able to get out.
Ooh, I thought Rolls-Royce maybe wouldn't have an opportunity at getting 404 there, but it looks like he should be going down. So 404 managed to squeak out of that one, and Silver Savages lost a lot of guys back there on that point, Skis being one of them. So, you know, 404 is going to have a full Uber to contest this roof with here.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't hear the violin in the background, or whatever you want to call it, I mean, 100% Uber on 404, level 2 sentry gun up here. I mean, that's kind of the transition you want, is that the engineer's already back here. Yeah, I mean, the sniper goes down here. It's not looking good for them at all as they're building up to try to get aggressive on roof, but a little bit too late here as the Uber at least is popped off. They get that force off on 404. Are they going to actually get the frags? No real frags coming in of the favor of Ginyu hoops here. As Max is going to back up. No, I'm sorry. Max actually gets a couple of frags right now. And it is not looking good, but at least Skis did stay alive there, holding 55%. I said that too soon. Max pokes around the corner, picks him nice and easy.
Yeah, I think that may be just about all she wrote. They need to. They only have pretty limited time to work with here, Silver Savages. So I mean, they're still moving the cart, but Ginyu still has control of this roof area.
Yeah, I mean, you need to, when you want to push this roof area, one of the best pushes you can do for it is actually to go all the way around, take control of that far backside, and then kind of push up from behind, basically. Pushing up that stairwell tends to be just a very big choke point here, as they kind of just continually seem to be doing, and just keep losing players as Max just dominating that area. Soldier way behind, actually gets a nice little air shot onto the scout. They're taking down Deadbolt. But again, I mean, they're getting some people, but I mean, at least get the second point. You know, I think if I was that team, like, that's all I really want. It's just, I'm going to lose this game. I'm not going to lose this game only getting the first point, as Steb's going to get spotted there. Actually, is he? Gets one butter knife off the medic, but stays alive as he runs away. And here comes the Uber medic way up in the air, and he's going to land onto the sticky. Gets taken out again. I'm sorry, Dewatna actually there with a nice pick. And, just insult to injury, but 404 did go down there, so this might prompt something out of Silver.
Maybe, but you still have that guy, Paragon, up top on the roof here. He's on a 9-kill streak right now, just wrecking them. But Silver Savages, they're moving forward. They got the second point, but time is of the essence for them. I don't even think it's mathematically possible at this point, is it?
No, there's no way you could do it. I think it's like, I don't know exactly what the number is, but it's got to be something, a minute 20. I mean, ×3 on the cart, they at least are doing it. They have ×3 on the cart. The big thing is you need to take forward ground right now. Dewatna actually is just with the medic right now, so if you get some aggression, actually here comes a soldier, Old DB, trying to push around the corner, get some spam onto Dewatna, who's just kind of holding pretty aggressively, actually 40 HP, but being healed up, so he's going to be okay here as you get on the cart, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't possible, but 45 seconds, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, if they, like, go through, wipe them here, keep this cart moving, maybe they pop crits off onto Erie, and he didn't really manage to find too much with it. 404 just comes straight back out with the Uber. Should be seeing Silver Savages getting mowed down right here, and that is the case. That should solidify it completely for Ginyu hoops here. And there's only 15 seconds left. That should be just about it. This is just a mow down of players for them here.
Yeah, Kritzkrieg got some laser beams coming out there on the heavy before, and I always love to see that. It doesn't work out that time, not able to connect to it, but as a countdown happens here, GG's already called out in the game, and that's going to be 2-0 in the favor of Ginyu hoops this week, as and they showed themselves to start to become a playoff contender here. I mean, it was looking a little bit rough for them at the early stages of the season, taking 2 losses to kind of 2 of the bigger teams. And I mean, Silver Savages has been a good mid-range team, so this is a nice little pickup here, as it was a pretty decisive 2-0. Not even, I wouldn't even say it was close. They won both rounds pretty handily.
Yeah, definitely had a very solid showing across the board there. Ginyu Hoops did. They were sitting at 2-2. Now they're gonna go up to 3-2, I believe, on this season. So as we kind of take a look at some of these stats here, quick, well, at least in the frag department, Farrellaffer was still a beast. Here, he actually topped the whole server, 37 frags. Paragon was just behind him at 34, but Sniper is definitely doing work for these guys here tonight. And I don't know, is there anything else on there? I don't know if you have the stats page up that strikes your eye.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing to me is the Demo Man. Even though Dewatna putting out about 4,000 more damage here than, I think it's Invader, who's the Demo Man for there, and actually getting about twice the frags. Frags for Demoman don't always tell the story, a lot more about the damage. But the thing to me is that it always seemed like Dewatna was at the front of the team, always getting that aggression, always that pushing. And Highlander, it's a lot around that Demo Man creating space for his team, and then like a vacuum, kind of his team gets like sucked into it and just like kind of takes that ground. And I didn't see so much out of Silver Savage's Demo Man doing that as much. Dewatna felt much more aggressive, and it seemed to work out for them as they do take the win here. But that's definitely the everything else seems pretty even here, as the frags damage, everything's pretty straightforward besides that. I guess the deaths on 4-4 only taking 4 deaths, as Skis took 13. So quite a disparity there as well.
Yeah, pretty massive, I would say, is triple the amount of deaths and some. But regardless, you can definitely see why Ginyu Hoops took that game tonight here. Pretty decisive victory against Silver Savages here. So, I think that's going to just about do it for us here. You have any closing comments, Sigafoo, before we head out for the night?
No, just looking forward to next week casting. Maybe we'll get you again sometime throughout the season. Keep getting some Highlander action in here. But no, is there anything you want to toss in yourself, Gecks?
Nothing offhand. Of course, shout out to Dashner for a lovely production as always. The guy's a beast. So, shout out to him for putting on a good stream here tonight, and thank you as well, Sigafoo, for casting with me. It was a good time for our first time casting together. I'm sure we'll be meeting up here again at some point throughout the season. But as for this cast, I think we're just about done for the night. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you again sometime soon. But have a good night.